Hey, good morning. My name is Glenn Lundy, and this is Dan Cummins Chevrolet and Buick, the second largest used car franchise dealership in the country. It is Saturday, March 3rd. Spring is in the air, and we are jacked up, hyped up. Are you guys ready for a big day? Cool. Do me a favor, share that stream real quick. Good morning, everybody. First things first, I want to bring Chris Fletcher up here so he can come. He's going to get us started this morning. Some of you know Chris Fletcher, right? Anybody who knows Chris Fletcher, give me one of these. If you don't know Chris Fletcher, give me one of these. Okay, see? All right. A lot of people don't know you, right? All right, Chris, I wanted to bring you up here today because I'm excited to have you back, man. Chris, for those of you that don't know, worked for us for a little while, and then he had to take a short little hiatus and go work at some other places for a little bit, and now he's back. And what we do at Dane Cummins is we never talk bad about any other dealership, right? Ever. But what I want you to do is tell these fine folks what the great things are and why you're happy to be back at Dane Cummins Chevrolet and Buick.
I'm not a talker.
Ah, stop it. Come on.
I'm just glad to be back because of the culture. Tyler was with me over at the dealership we were at, and the culture is horrible. Not trying to talk bad.
Right.
But,
Yeah, Tyler's coming up next. So.
Culture, inventory, people, process, everything. You guys, we got the best leadership in here. A lot of you guys would not want to go to another dealership. Don't leave here unless they fire you. I tried not to leave. That was a long fire.
That was a long time ago.
I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad you're back, man. All right. Tyler, come here. Tyler, my man. What's up, dude? So good to have you back.
Thank you.
So my man Tyler, and we're holding this little weird thing. I'm going to let you hold this thing, okay? It's just weird. Just make sure people can hear it. Yeah, we're like, there we go, attached. So yeah, Tyler left us for a little bit, right?
Right.
Had to go work some other places. And sometimes I get it, man. We're in our spot, and we have a tough time seeing, the forest because of all the trees. And so we made a decision. We went somewhere else. And you were telling me that, a couple weeks later? Mm-hmm. You were thinking, what?
Yeah, I was regretting my decision. I was regretting my decision just a couple weeks later.
So you're excited to be back from what you told me?
Of course.
Why are you excited to be back with this group?
Kind of like Chris said, a lot of it has to do with culture, good leadership in this place. Everybody's got your back. Everybody's got your back in here for the most part.
Right.
You saw a whole lot more cars here than anybody else.
That's right. Can you guys welcome Tyler back? Who else we got? Kazi? Come here, Kazi. Come here, Kazi. That's what's up. On the spot, live on Facebook. I'm going to get you guys in front of the camera whether you like it or not.
Oh, I hate it.
Oh, he hates it. All right, you get to hold this close to your face so people can hear you. You ready?
Sure.
All right, hold that. Hold it all the way up here.
All right.
All right, guys, Nathan Kazi, my boy. Nathan Kazi took a little hiatus, went up to New York, right?
Went up to New York.
Jumped on some roofs.
Upstate. Yeah, jumped on some roofs.
Figured roofing would be, a little easier grind than the car business, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool. And now you're back?
Now I'm back.
And what are you excited about being back now?
I'm more excited about just to be back with the family. I left this dealership not because of any other bad reason at all. I left this dealership to help and pursue my mom's dream. And I helped her out for about a year. And I was going to continue to help her for the next couple years, maybe a long time, more than just a couple years. But then I picked up some odd jobs in the meantime before I got back up to New York for next season. And this guy called me, this dealership called me, and wanted me to come back and work with the business. And I was like, I don't have plans on coming back. I have plans to go back up to New York, work with Mom and the business. And just the fact that they called me to come back here was just one of the best feelings, one of the most warmest feelings in my heart. And it's just a great family here, man. This isn't just a dealership. This isn't just a place that sells cars. This is a family. This is a great place to work, and that's pretty much why.
Yeah, man. Nathan Kazi, guys. We're super glad you're back, man.
Me too.
Super glad you're back. Anybody else out there? Jimmy's like, don't pick me, don't pick me. Hi, Savannah, how are you? I'll be right there, okay? All right. That's the boss lady right there, man. We're going to have to cut this short. If the TV's not working, they're going to start getting into trouble, I promise. It feels good to be in this place, man. It feels really good to be in this place, especially today, taking some time off, going out to Las Vegas, going to the Growth Con. I truly appreciate Josh Cummins choosing to invest in us so that we can continue to grow, we can continue to learn. But one of the things I wanted to share with you guys from that conference, one of the biggest things I wanted to share with you guys from that conference is these people that were up on stage, these people that were talking, these people that were...
Never mind, we're going to the kids' room to watch TV.
Yes, ma'am. I almost got out of the house with just Joel, almost. And then Willow was like, I want to go. And Savannah's like, I'm coming. I'm like, okay. So anyways, the conference, these people, they're on stage and they're telling their stories and they're just these larger than life human beings, okay? I mean, larger than life. People that are doing just crazy things in the world. Like you got one guy who's trying to completely cure and eradicate the sickness and disease from the world. Like that's one of his visions and one of his dreams. The guy was worth $32 billion at one point in his life, okay? $32 billion. And it was interesting, Megan and I were sitting there, and he was walking through the little area where you had to show your pass to get in, and he was walking through, and he had someone with him, and he went to walk through, and they kind of let him go, and they stopped the person behind him, and she didn't have a pass, and he's like, oh, I'm one of the speakers, and they're like, no, man. No pass, you're not getting in. And it was this big debacle. And for like 35, 40 minutes, this guy could not get his guest like past this thing because of his pass. And it just made me think, this guy's worth $32 billion, right? He's worth, at some point in his life, I looked him up. He's not worth that now. He's had some failures. But the guy was worth $32 billion at one point in his life. And he still just has everyday like struggles and problems, just like you and me. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm a speaker. And the security guy's like, no pass, no getting by, you know? Like, he doesn't even realize who he's talking to. Doesn't even care who he was talking to. But they're real human beings with real everyday problems, but yet they live this larger than life, and it strictly came down to their passion. I mean, these people were absolutely passionate. They're full on, all the way, dive in, 100%. No one's going to tell me any different. This is the way I'm going to do it. This is where I'm going to do it. This is the people I'm going to be around. And it's just how it is. They just live it out just like that, through all the struggles, through all the problems. And so it just kind of got me thinking with this place. And I know Josh has been running around sprinkling a little bit of magic here and there the last few days since we got back. But it got me thinking about this place and the passion with which a lot of us, and some of you guys are a little newer, you're just starting to feel it, but those of us that have been here a while, we've gone through some struggles, and we've had our ups and downs and our triumphs and our failures, and as we continue to go through, it's just this undying passion that pushes us, that fuels us. And so it's kind of nice, you know, when you get some of these guys back, when you get Chris Fletcher back in here, and Nathan Kazi and Tyler, and you see these faces, and you throw back and you think back, you know, a little bit back in time, and you're just like, golly, we got to remember those moments, man. We got to remember those days and those good times, because this is a hard job. I was talking to my management team about it yesterday, and I told them, I said, this job can suck at times, man. It really can. I mean, late hours, pulling handles, snow and rain and sleet, and John Clough's putting stickers on your cars, and Glenn's going through your lockers, and Jessica's on you for your plate. And I mean, there's a lot. There's just a lot, you know, that goes into this job on the daily, a lot of little stuff. But one thing that we have to make sure that we're always doing is we have to make sure if we're going to deal with all of that, if we're going to go through those struggles and we're going to put in that time and we're going to put in that energy and we're going to put in that effort and we're going to have to deal with Glenn and Jessica and Sam and all these different people, if we're going to do it, we got to make sure we get a reward from it, man. We have to make sure it's rewarding at the end. We have to make sure we're closing those deals. We got to make sure we're making those paychecks. We got to make sure the sacrifices that we make from our families, the time away from our kids, and all that stuff. We got to bring mama home some bacon, right? We got to make sure to take care and nurture those relationships. So we got to make sure we're getting a reward from it. And one of the hardest things that I'm kind of referring to is when you're in it and you're in the middle of it and you're just driving and you're just grinding and you don't take time to observe and remember and reflect on all of the good things that we're doing, sometimes it's hard to see that reward, right? The reward's not always just a big paycheck. The reward is the things that these guys are talking about. The culture that we have here, the family that we have here, the people that have your back, the people that are willing to lift you up, the people that are willing to pick up the phone and call you and say, hey, Nathan, how you doing out there, man? We miss you. Those are some of the rewards that we overlook. So it's been a real eye-opening week for me. I've been doing some different stuff with social media and trying some things, and I've been connecting with just a lot of people, and it's terrifying. It's terrifying how many people out there are looking for this and can't find it. It's terrifying how many people are kind of out there on their own. They don't have anyone to lift them up. They don't have anyone that cares about them. They don't have a group to be a part of. It's terrifying. And so I'm working on trying to change that in my own ways, inside the dealership, outside the dealership. I'm working on trying to change all that. But I want you guys just to remember and just to reflect. Just to reflect on where we're at and where we came from. Megan Sexy, she posted the other day. Where's Megan? Is she in here? No, she doesn't work on Saturdays anymore. She posted, I guess it was 3 years ago. 3 years ago this month, we broke 500 cars. Or we broke it in February. But 3 years ago on March 1st, Megan, there was a post that we had broke 500 cars for the very first time in company history. And here we are 3 years later. We sold 760-something last month, and we're walking around with our head down. Walking around with our heads down, 160-something cars, man. You guys realize how crazy that is? They were selling 760 cars. I was talking to Sean Hayes. You guys watched his video the other day. Sean Hayes says that dealership sold 365 cars last month. It was a record month. They've got 31, okay? 31 salespeople, 365 cars. We had how many last month? Because we had to add, right? So we had 6 more, 36 or 37. So we had 5 or 6 more sales guys than those, and we did double the amount of cars that they sold. Double. I know you guys are out there grinding. I know you guys are out there working, man. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I really do. But I want you all to know that I freaking love you today. And I'm as passionate about this place today as I was freaking 7 years ago when Sam and I were dealing with wood panels and lawn tables and round chairs and Russell Hamiltons, man. See, only a few people know that name. Other people are like, oh. Yeah, we normally don't say that name around here. But I'm just as passionate today as I was then. Because what I know for a fact is from the top down, these guys, Josh and Dusty Cummins, care more about you than anyone on the planet. They care more about your success. They care more about this dealership. They care more about every single customer that walks through the door. This place that we work is amazing. It's an incredible, incredible dealership. And the opportunities that are ahead for you guys are astounding. They're just phenomenal. But ultimately, it's going to come down to what you're going to do for it. How are you going to nurture it? How are you going to make sure you're getting a reward from it? Because I promise, if you come here, if you have 0 cars out right now, this place sucks. If you have 0 cars out right now, this place sucks. And that's what's going to start creeping into the mind. And every day that goes by that you don't get a reward from it, then those pulling handles and those late nights and those little, I can't cuss, chewings from Sam, they hurt a little bit more when you're not getting a reward from it, man. So I'm just letting you know right now, you've got to dig in. You've got to dig in and make sure you're getting a reward from this place, or it will eat you alive. It will eat you alive. We demand so much from you guys. But when you do get those rewards, they're beyond rewarding. You can change your life in this dealership. You can change it today with each and every customer. you can change our lives. That was the other main thing I got from the growth conference. Every single person up there, every single guy that stood up there, their mission was to help other people. They didn't want to just win. They wanted the people that they worked with to win as well as they win. It's a win-win situation all around. That's what they were fighting for. That's where they found their passion. So we got to make sure our customers are winning. We got to make sure you guys are winning. So today, I'm not going to get into anything else. That's it, man. Get out there and get a reward from it. Please don't come to work today for 14 hours and not get anything out of it. Just don't. Don't let that happen. Don't let your customer spend 3 hours with you and not go home in a car today. Don't do it. It's just not fair. And then it makes the work hard. It makes it drudge, and then you start eating up your mind, and then next thing you know, work sucks, you know? And I don't want it to suck. I want you to be excited about it like Nathan Kazi is today, and like Chris Fletcher is today, and like Tyler is today. These guys are excited as can be to get here. And where's my Joe Johnson, who was here at 6 a.m. today? Did you guys see that in the group meeting? He's here at 6 a.m. He's like, where's everybody at? The gate's locked up. How did I get in? That's the kind of excitement level that we all need to be at. And that only comes when we're getting a reward from it, all right? So let's stand up, tell everybody who we are, and let's go have a big day. Because I am on a mission to eradicate the negative associated with the car business. I can do this by making people feel special, feel important, and feel like they're the only one. I will offer an experience that will exceed my customers' expectations today, tomorrow, and in the future. I will not just sell cars, I will create fans. Let's go, come on. You guys killed it yesterday already. There's 85 appointments today already. It's going to be beautiful out. Let's kick some tail. Ann Ashton made it on time, so we already know it's going to be a big day. Hey, I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. We're going to have a great Saturday. This thing's so low. We're going to have a great Saturday. But seriously, make sure whatever you're doing today, you have to make sure you're getting a reward from it. If you're not getting rewarded, then it becomes work. When you're getting the reward, it's strictly passion. You're just fueling the passion. Every time you get the reward, it makes things a little bit better. It makes things a little bit easier. It makes the grind smoother. You get it? But if you allow yourself to do the grind, to do the work, not get the rewards, it'll eat you alive. The negativity will eat you alive. Trust me. Been there, done that. So, today, go out. Get a reward from it in all that you do. If you're spending time with your kids, make sure you get a reward from it. Make sure they're having a great time. Make sure you're having a great time. If you're working, get a reward from it. Get the most you can out of it. Give 158%. Right, Josue? Yeah, baby. You going to get a reward from it today?
Everybody is. That's what we're here for. Every day.
Every day. DC. All right, guys. Have a great Saturday. We will see ya on the flip side.